Hello guys, this is Paul McWhorter with TopTechBoy.com, and we're here today with a live stream. You guys have been asking for a live stream, so I figured it was time to give you one. Is anyone out there? Is anyone tuning in? Get your coffee ready. We're going to talk about some cool stuff today. We will give people a second to gather and congregate. I guess I'll just start kind of chatting as we're waiting for people to come in. It looks like we got Ollie. Good job, man. You're the first one reporting in, so this is great. We're going to be talking artificial intelligence today. And hey, Jason Lee, welcome. Man, this is great. I actually got some people coming in. Kang, what's up? You tell me what's up, right? Come on, tell me what's going on. Hey, we've got some exciting stuff to talk about today. And what I'm hoping a couple of things. I'm hoping that you guys that are working on my artificial intelligence playlist, I've got two of them right now. I've got the one on the most excellent NVIDIA Jetson Nano, and then I've got one on the bad boy, the Jetson Xavier NX. And so I've got two series of lessons coming through on the artificial intelligence, and I'm hoping to get feedback from you guys, either you guys that are watching those series or you guys that are thinking about watching them, giving me some feedback about where you would like to see those playlists, those tutorial series going. Hey, we've got some guys coming in. Joe 07601. Hey, Bubble Turban. That sounds interesting. Sahana. Hello. Manuel. Hey, Manuel. Is it Manuel or Manuel? Okay, how do you say your name? Manuel, say one if it's Manuel or two if it's Manuel, okay? And then, hey, Michael, it's always good to see you. KE4EST, KF5ZBY. Yeah, we'll do a little ham talk here, okay? Just don't ask me to continuous wave, okay? That's good. Michael, okay. Bossum, good to see you. Ted, hello. Ted from Michigan. Nikhil, hello. And guys, I can't pronounce your names. Please don't be offended. I want to give you a shout out, but I'm not good at pronunciations. Kiko, hey, good deal. Sahana, okay. Get the iced coffee, boys and girls. You got it. Okay. Manuel, you're not telling me if you're Manuel or Manuel. I don't know how to say your name. I had a friend that I grew up with. He kind of grew up on our ranch, and his name was Manuel. And I always thought that was a really, really lovely name. Camel is here. Hello, Kong. Kind of off topic, but I'm wondering whether you're going to redo the Python and Arduino. Hey, man, look at the IMU series. On the IMU series, I show you how to get data from Arduino to Python and how to use Visual Python. If you look at that, even if you're not doing the IMU, you can figure it out. Hello, Matspufa, Nikki, Poom Korea, the Google Trickster, giving all of you guys a shout out. Let's see. Manuel. Oh, is it like it could be Manuel or Manual? Lots of different ways that we could do this. Okay, guys, I've got a little nuisance here that I have to deal with. Okay, you guys, when you say something, it's hard for me to watch all these comments. Say it once. If you keep repeating yourself, you're going in timeout, okay? Because then it's hard for me to see the comments. Okay, Laurent Curls from London, Kevin Yu. Hey, man, we've got a great crowd coming in here. This is great. I get pumped up when you guys actually show up because I launch it and there's no one there, and then I wonder, is anybody actually going to come? So what I want to talk to you guys about is I want to talk to you about artificial intelligence. So like right now, I think I have 58 lessons or something like that on the Arduino Nano, and a bunch of them haven't been released yet. And then I'm just getting started on the Jetson Xavier. And so you guys, how many of you guys out there are actually taking those artificial intelligence, one or both? Let me know what you're taking, if you're taking one of those artificial intelligence lessons or, series of lessons or both of them. So I kind of know what the audience is here, or you guys are just liking to hang out. If you just want to hang out with us, that's great too. Love having you guys tune in. Okay, we've got Kevin Yu, we've got Manuel, now I forgot whether Manuel or Manuel was the first one. We'll have to get this straightened out one of these days. One of the best. Hey, man, you're so nice. Camel Albany, that's so nice. Jason Lee. I2C for IMU sensor. Okay, I see that. The background is cool. All right, people don't like my background, but I think it's cool. I like flashy stuff. Okay, let's see. Cuda wants to learn machine learning. Okay, that makes sense. Hey, we've got Mustafa from Nigeria. I love Africa. Man. I'm trying to move over there. I was just fixing to move over there, and you know what? They shut the border down on me because I'm kind of stuck here in West Texas till you boys open up the border over there. But you're not messing around with it. You're closing borders. Okay. So Sahana says that he's not currently doing AI, but going through the Arduino. Okay. Hey, Ren, Don. Hey, Don. Good to see you. One of our old regulars there. Dutchie is on Arduino. Okay, like the background. Hey, man, Ore Martin, where are you in Uganda? Tell me where you are over there. Okay, Nelson, I'm taking both the Arduino and the Jetson. That's good. Okay, Arduino. Okay, guys, what do you guys see? I want to talk to the Jetson Nano and the Xavier guys here in a second, but a lot of you guys I see are on the Arduino, and from what I'm seeing in the comments, some of you guys are a little intimidated to jump into the artificial intelligence. Man, if you guys make it through the 68 lessons on Arduino, you're ready for the Jetson Nano. You're ready for artificial intelligence. You know how to code, you know how to troubleshoot, you know how to pay attention, you know how to do that stuff. You'll be able to do the Nano. I hope we get more guys going on the artificial intelligence. Guys, I'll put a couple of links down below to some, wait for me to finish the live stream, but after the live stream is over, I will put some links over to the gear for the artificial intelligence stuff. So if you want to start thinking about playing along at home, you can start putting your coins away for that. Okay, I'm still waiting for Ore to tell me where in Uganda he is. Okay. Hey, Memes Arts and Craft. Hey, Mina. Good to hear from you. I recognize that name. Joe, Frisco, Texas. All right, man, you're just right down the street from me. Martin, okay, you like the Fusion 360? Man, I really need to redo those Fusion 360 lessons, don't I? Okay. And see a lot of people are on the Arduino. Okay, guys, you guys that are on the Arduino, you've got three choices. You're like really enjoying those lessons, but they're coming to an end like 68, like we're on 65 and we go through 68. Those things are going to come to an end pretty soon. You could go to, and I just hit something I shouldn't have hit. I'm sorry, give me a second. All right, there, taken care of. You guys could take the IMU, the inertial measurement unit, where we build a 9-axis inertial measurement system and we build a self-leveling platform. That's a pretty cool series. You also could do the Elegoo smart car, and I think I made lesson number 10 on the Elegoo smart car, so we're going to have some fun with that Elegoo smart car. But you guys with the Arduino stuff, don't just feel like you got to get stuck with the Arduino, because there is some exciting stuff coming up on artificial intelligence. And if you guys have finished or are finishing, if you're at lesson, where are we now, 65 or something that's been released, if you've made it that far, you can do that artificial intelligence stuff. Okay, let's look at the comments. Mina is in Arduino. Okay, Steve, howdy, how are you doing? Good to see you. All right, I finished in Python, that's good. You should teach .NET as well, but maybe it's not that fun. I don't even know, Manuel, I don't even know what .NET is, so it's going to be hard for me to teach that. Okay, I am just having somebody that is being a nuisance and don't keep putting things in. Okay, let's see. Chicken coop, water well, greenhouse, Arduino, you're set in Africa. Yes, sir. I am Mr. Self-Sufficient. Not because I'm crazy, but just because I like doing everything from scratch, man. I like doing everything from scratch. Okay. Yes, 9-axis lessons are so good. Okay. Nikhil likes those. Ready to go, David, welcome. Mustafa, he finished the Arduino. So you guys are doing a lot of cool stuff. All right, so what I want is, let me kind of show you some of the stuff that we're doing on artificial intelligence, because you guys on the Arduino, I want you to get pumped up about artificial intelligence. And so here's the screen. I'm doing a screen capture, a live screen capture off of my Arduino Nano. And then down here is a live shot of my little, what would I call it, my little artificial intelligence Hall of Fame. We've got the Jetson Xavier NX. We have the Jetson Nano. We have a spare Jetson Nano. And then just for fun, even though I wouldn't call this a supercomputer, just for fun, we have a Raspberry Pi 4 that's hooked up to a webcam and a little Raspberry Pi camera. And so we have some fun little boards going on here. But I want to show you guys what we can do with these boards to try to get some of you Arduino guys pumped up about this. And then what I'm hoping is you guys that are my Xavier and my Jetson Nano guys, you'll sort of give me some feedback about where you want to see things go. Okay, let's see. I've got .NET is a platform from Microsoft. Oh, Microsoft. Oh, I hate Microsoft. I hate everything about Microsoft. It's just like, I don't get me started on Microsoft. I dream of the day that I can just move to Linux by itself. I dream of the day that I can just never see another Microsoft Windows. I tried to plot the live graph of yaw angle versus time on Python script for IMU, but there's a significant delay in plotting. Okay, that's beyond what I can answer a live question on. That's kind of a complicated topic there. Okay, let's look at some of the cool stuff that we are doing here. Just a few of the cool things that we are doing here. I think I will start here with this one, and let's see what this program does. I will right mouse click it and I will run Python file in terminal, and let's see what this thing does. I don't even know what it's going to do. It's probably going to crash because we are live. Okay, there it is. You see I have a webcam. You see my little ELP webcam. How do you guys like this little tripod for my desktop stuff? That is really pretty cool. So let's see what this does. Look at that. Boom. Facial recognizer. And I hit the mouse when I shouldn't have. I hope I didn't lose that window. Okay, there it is. Facial recognizer. Let's see if we can get some focus here on the old Paul McWhorter. There it is. Look at that. Okay, you see, not only finds my face, but recognizes me. And I probably have 30 or 40 faces that I've taught it, and it recognizes. But look, you see many different angles, many different shots. Also, man, look at that, 14 frames per second. 14 frames per second coming off of the webcam. And this is the Jetson Nano. We're not even on the Xavier yet. We are not even on the Xavier yet, and we're getting 14, 15 frames per second. So what you can do is, what we do in those Arduino, those Jetson Nano lessons, what we do is we go in and we train it on faces, and I teach you how to train it on faces, and then it can recognize anybody that you've trained it on, and it is remarkably accurate. Okay, let's see. Okay, Mustafa is moving to AI. That is good, man. Put those coins away and get you one of these Jetson Nanos. Yeah, Manuel, you did get me. Hi there, how are you? Fahadalam, I'm good. Hi, am also doing the vegetables. Okay, we got several vegetable guys out there. I do hydroponics and I do organic both. IBM is doing stuff with AI, but NVIDIA is... Yeah, man, you see, NVIDIA, you know, the IBM guys are kind of like arrogant. They're kind of like all puffed up with themselves, and it's like a bunch of people sitting around experts talking to experts. The NVIDIA guys are more rough and tumble guys. They're kind of like guys that would sit around the table with us. To me, they're kind of like more the old, not the old stuffy guys. And they're really nice. You know, the NVIDIA guys treat me really nice. They know my channel. They know what I'm doing. And, you know, they call me up and say, hey, you know, you need anything from us? You know, I mean, they're treating me, and therefore through me, you guys, this user community with a lot of respect. And I really appreciate that. If I ever really get stuck on things, I can give them a call and they will help me with it. And so I really like the NVIDIA guys. It's just kind of like, I don't know what to say, just my kind of people. They're really my kind of people. Been very nice to me. Okay, hey, Dr. Dave, that's great. You love my channel. Like to hear that. Okay, processing. No, I don't do processing. Hi, what time did you start? I started, what, 15 minutes ago? We're about 15 minutes into this. Okay, carrots and radishes. Manuel, please tell me you're not doing carrots and radishes hydroponically. I tried that. It did not work for me very well. If you know how to do it, let me know. Currently trying to learn Arduino. Okay, learning Arduino, that's good. Let's take another look at another cool program that we can do here on the Jetson Nano. Let me fire this thing up, and I honestly don't even know what I wrote these programs, and I'm teaching you how to do these programs, but let's right mouse click and let's see what this thing is going to do. Let's see what this thing is going to do. Is it going to run? Makes me scared when it's not coming up, when it's not running. Boom! Look at that. I'm a person. Do you realize how comforting it is for the computer to recognize you as a person, that I'm not such an awkward, odd person that it like doesn't recognize me as a person, like it puts me as like a koala bear or something like that. It sees me as a person. Let's see what else it knows. Okay, let's see. Mouse. It sees the computer mouse. It sees the keyboard. Let's see this. It sees another keyboard, another mouse. Let's see. It sees a cup. You see, and it's looking out there and it's doing these things all at once. And then it even sees me in the background and recognizes me as a person. And then like if I come up here, it's going to think it's a laptop. Well, that makes sense, or it thinks it's a TV. If I look up here at my studio light, it sees it as an umbrella. I can look over here and it's seeing all these chairs. It sees a stack of books. If I look out there in the room, it is, let's see, it's seeing all those chairs and all those monitors. And so this is one of the things that we're doing in artificial intelligence, where we have object detection and it can detect what's going on. Okay, let's see. Let's go back and see these questions. Sahana, wait, do you work at UT Austin? No, Sahana, I attended University of Texas electrical. I got a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering there, and I always liked it. I went there for an education, and I got an education, and they poured it on me, and it was hard and it was tough, but they educated me. I'm not into sports, and so I just wear this because I went there and I like that place. Okay, this I'm afraid I have got to put an end to now. Let's see. Okay, guys, what happens is if you start making yourself a nuisance, the first time I give you a timeout, I'll give you a second timeout, and then you're banned from the channel. And that's just because it's not respectful to the rest of the guys. Okay, Manuel, regular soil. Okay, Sahana, yep, MR, that's amazing. Wow. Now that is epic. Plastic Cinema called me epic. That is great. What camera is that? That is the ELP HD digital camera. Why do I like this camera? Because it's got a manual focus. And I don't know if you've tried to do things with those webcams. If you're sitting in front of it and it's a face 3 feet from it, it knows how to focus. But just about anything else, you can really get in a mess on the focus. And so I like this because I can manually focus it. Like if I'm coming down on the keyboard there, look at that. It sees that that's a keyboard. I love this. It sees that that is a cup. It sees that as a cup. Man, this is really, really slick. I had so much fun writing that program. Okay, let's look at the questions. Don Thomas, I'm planning on getting Xavier. What direction do you see that going? Saw that you planned on doing a lot of lessons on it. Don, you tell me. That's why we're here today. I want to talk to everybody, but I want you guys that are on the Xavier, or I want you guys on the Jetson Nano to tell me what you're interested in and what direction you're interested in going. And I'm kind of having a little trouble knowing, like, I don't want to make the Xavier series just a redo of the Jetson Nano series, but then I don't want to have someone come into the Xavier series and be totally lost if they haven't done all those other lessons. So I'm probably going to have a little bit of repeat on the Xavier, but what I did in 40 videos on the Jetson Nano, I'll probably do in 4 videos on the Xavier. So there's going to be a little bit of review, and then we're going to be going new directions. But that's what I need you guys to tell me, is what new directions do we need to go on that? Okay, what new directions do we need to go on that? Yeah, look at that keyboard. 14 frames per second, man. That is pretty amazing. Okay, you're planning to cover Isaac framework on Jetson. You know what? I've read a little bit about Isaac, but I don't know exactly what it is. Is that like the NVIDIA form of the ROS, the robotic operating system? And the reason I'm hesitant, man, those guys at NVIDIA are so crazy smart that sometimes it's hard for us normal people to understand what some of the stuff they're doing does. And let me put it this way. There's kind of like, I see 2 different groups of people. There's hardcore computer scientists, and then there's guys like me. Okay, I got a master's degree from Stanford in electrical engineering. All right, so I'm a smart guy. I'm a technical guy. All right, plus I can teach other people things, but I can't go in and look at 1,000 lines of hardcore C and understand it. Like, I don't understand the whole thing of C, and I'm never going to understand how C works. If we're playing around in Python, I can do a lot of stuff with Python, but when they start going into C, it just loses me. And so, like, I took their classes on DeepStream, and I went through the classes, I did the homework, I did the assignments, I was able to get the result. But I would never be able to go in and develop a DeepStream application, or I would never be able to teach you DeepStream, because at its core is you've got to start like as a hardcore computer scientist, thinking as a computer scientist and a C expert. To where me, my life is not coding. I'm an engineer. Coding is something I do to make my engineering projects work. All right. And if there's one tiny little criticism of NVIDIA, they're getting so far out there in genius land. There's a huge user base they're sort of leaving behind. And for the incredible investment they're making in this framework, in this infrastructure, I wish they would put a little bit more effort into making it more easily available through like Python libraries and things like that, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see. The Raspberry Pi lessons I'm probably not going to redo, because I am so excited about the Jetson Nano, the Jetson Xavier, and the JetBot that probably I'm going to be putting most of my attention there. Okay, let's see. An Iron Man suit. That would be something I would not be able to do. AI and robotics are indeed the future. I'm going to have to agree with that. Let's see. Started your Arduino series a month ago. Love the lessons. Okay, that's good. Looking forward to the B&O 055. Oh, Jason, you're throwing me a curveball here, man. You're throwing me a curveball. The B&O 055, the B&O 055 IMU with the Jetson Nano. Now, that is a really, really interesting possibility, and I would love to do that, but I got to think of the cool reason to do it. I know I can do it, but I need a reason to do it. Like, what cool thing could I do if I got that B&O 055 chugging along with the Xavier or the Nano? Okay. Let's see. Artificial intelligence mission Ross and C. Ross communicates with all. Check out the Deuce robot. I've not heard of the Deuce, okay? I've heard of the donkey car or whatever, but I don't know much about what that is. Speech processing stuff would be interesting. Subhojit, and I'm sorry I don't say your name right. I know I recognize the name. I know you're one of our regulars here. You know, the little bit that I've looked at speech recognition, it's a little disappointing because you guys are used to your smartphones like with Siri and things like that. But the thing you got to see is your phone is not doing the voice recognition. Your phone is recording it and sending it back to the mothership, and the mothership with this monster computer is doing the voice recognition and then coming back. And the little bit that I've done on the Jetson Nano and Xavier with voice recognition has been a little disappointed because we're accustomed to what the iPhone or other smartphone can do. But I would really like to try to do speech recognition. I'd like to do kind of like linguistic type of things. That would be pretty cool. The best way to make an automatic chicken coop door opener, I would use a great big servo, and to control from a phone, you would have to kind of get in the app side of the phone, which I have not done very much of. Love your videos. Bachelor's in computer engineering. Currently working the Arduino videos. Was wondering how much of the knowledge that I will learn I will actually use in CE. I don't know exactly what computer engineering is. I know what electrical engineering is, which I love, and I know what computer science is, which I hate. And so computer engineering, is that computer science? I don't know what that is. Okay. Let's see. Thanks for the Arduino lessons. Okay, good. Started Arduino. That's great. Love robotics. That's good. Okay. 200 of them. The Arduino has 200 of them on the Deuce. Okay. Hey, I'm doing good, James. Good to see you. Jason, think the IMU do such an active exoskeleton. Man, you're making it hard on me, an exoskeleton. I've kind of fallen behind on the 3D printing world. I've had 3D printers. I've had three 3D printers. I had the original MakerBot, which I got like 2 good prints out of, and then it was broken for the next 5 years. It broke the heart out of the students. Probably no telling how many students never became engineers because their heart was so broken on the MakerBot piece of junk. Okay, and then I moved to the Raise 3D, which is this monster 3D printer, and when it's working, it is great. But you have problems. Either it doesn't stick to the build plate, or it sticks so hard to the build plate it won't come off, or it skips. Just doesn't work very well. Then I have the Prusa, one of the more recent Prusa versions, and it probably is the closest to being something that you can depend on. But then it's like they changed up Fusion 360 a whole lot, so I sit down and I'm not real well versed at Fusion 360. So it's kind of like the 3D printing and CAD stuff sort of left me behind. I probably need to get back with that at some point. Let's see, hand gesture recognition. Yes, that's possible with a webcam if you do that. Yes, if you do a webcam with the Jetson Nano or Xavier, you can do hand recognition, gesture recognition. That's pretty easy. Okay, so a self-balancing car with B&O 055, that would be doable. I've always wanted to do that project. I did a project once where I had like an electromagnet up here, and then I had a little steel ball that was a magnet, and then a Hall sensor, and then the magnet just floated in thin air because it would detect if it's getting too close, it would turn the magnetic field down. If it was dropping away, it would turn it up. That was a monster hard control problem, but it actually worked pretty well. Would you recommend to read? What would you recommend to read to start with AI? Gustavo, I don't like reading, I like doing. And so I would find a good series of lessons and I would just jump in and start doing. And you'll pick up the lingo, you'll pick everything up, learn by doing. I might recommend the Jetson Nano series of lessons. Sample program on the BeagleBone. Man, the BeagleBone just never went anywhere. I spent a summer making those lessons on the BeagleBone Black, and that was the least popular set of lessons that I ever did. So I kind of feel like I wasted a summer and I didn't get anything out of it, and it didn't benefit anyone. Hey, let's get back to our artificial intelligence. I'm going to show you something super cool. Okay, who's ready to see something super cool? Tell me you're ready to see something super cool. I'll show you something super cool if you want to see it. It's a program I just wrote. No one is telling me they want to see anything super cool. Drones. Man, Hamza, a drone is a flying blender. Do you really want me to teach you how to make a blender fly and it flies in someone's face and then everyone is mad at me? I stay away from those drones. I have drones and I use them for personal things, personal fun, but I'm not going to teach people drones because they're too dangerous. Hey, Laila Sonor from Kenya. Where in Kenya are you? I've spent so much time in Kitale. Kitale is one of the most beautiful places on earth. I went to, oh man, the place, it's a very, very remote place in North Kenya, the Samburu, Marilal in the Samburu tribe. Beautiful, beautiful people up there. Okay, hey, we've got some people that want to see something cool, okay? Now, this one I did myself, okay? I wrote a neural network myself, and so this is not copying and pasting. I did this, and I can teach you how to do this, and I just think this is really, really cool. So here we go. Right mouse click, run Python file in terminal. Are you ready? I hope this is focused. It's probably not going to be focused when it comes up, or it's going to crash. Okay. I ran the wrong program. That is not a book because that is not the right program. Okay. That was kind of anticlimactic. That was a real kind of like boneheaded rookie move there. It is Deep Learning 10 was what I meant to run. Let's try this one. All right, boom, look at that. Can you guys read that? What does that say? Raspberry Pi 3. Now the thing that's impressive is, you see, it's not just recognizing it from one angle. Do you see how it's recognizing it kind of like in a lot of different views? You see, look at that. You see, it recognizes it in a lot of different views. Raspberry Pi 3. Let's get some love on that. Did you guys like that? Is that pretty neat? It recognizes single board computers, okay? So a bunch of you guys said that. Let me look at your comments. Thank you so much for your hard work. Well, thank you, Don. I appreciate you tuning in. You're one of our regulars. NRF modules, I don't know what those are. Okay, Don wants to see the cool program. You just saw it. How about a series for building sensor and actuator? That might be interesting. Dangerous, but cool. Yeah, I will admit the drones are cool. Okay, ready for super cool? I think it will be interesting, something cool. Yes, okay. Impressive, how many angles? Okay, yeah. Now watch this. Watch this. We'll get that. I need to get it completely out of the way. Watch this. What is this nonsense? Houston, we have a problem. What is this? It's like it's stuck. It saw that Raspberry Pi 3 for so long. This is really perplexing because this thing I've been running for a week and all of a sudden it is stuck on the Raspberry Pi 3. Let's try a different one. Arduino Nano. Man, I'm going to try running this again. Something has gone not so good on this. It optimizes when you start running it, and something odd happened there because this thing, I've been running it for a week and it's been running perfectly. But of course, when you go live, things are going to fail. Okay, look at that. Arduino Nano. Got that? Okay. And Arduino Nano. That's good. Do you see that? Let's put that out of the way. Now we got it. Okay. Something. No, man. Why does it keep thinking that's a Pi 3? Let's see. There we go. Pi 0. You know what? I am wondering if I opened up a program, you know, I'd done this a while back, and I think I opened up a program that wasn't completely trained yet. And so I had kind of put this to the side, and so it is getting the Raspberry Pi 3 and the Raspberry Pi Zero confused. Okay, but that is indeed an Arduino Uno, right? Arduino Uno, all the different angles. Arduino Nano, Raspberry Pi 3, and Raspberry Pi Zero. But then it goes back to 3, and I'm not sure why. I have to go in and check that. Okay, well, let's try this. Jetson Xavier NX. It knows the NX, right? And look at that. It knows it from every different angle. Okay. That is pretty darn amazing. Now watch this. Jetson Nano, and then look over there. Let's see here. It's having trouble with that one kind of over in the corner, but this one it recognizes as the Nano, and this one it recognizes as the Xavier. There it is. So I just basically spent a day and program this thing to recognize single board computers, and it's good to get a lot of this other stuff out of the way. And it's thinking that's the Nano. Let's see, let's give it a better view. Okay, and I apologize, guys, I am running on the model that was not the final trained one. There it goes. Arduino Uno, Arduino Nano, Raspberry Pi Zero, Raspberry Pi 3. Okay, so the kind of fun thing about doing that project was it actually didn't take that long to write the code. It didn't take that long to write the code. What took a long time was to take all those pictures. It took a long time to take all those pictures to do the training, because to do these deep neural networks you need like at least 100 pictures of everything that you're trying to train on. And so most of the work is gathering the data and putting together the data set for the training. The program itself to train and to run is not that long. It is not that long. Like this program is like 37 lines of code. So you can do a lot with 37 lines of code. Okay, James thinks that you like this. Unama Boom, yes sir, very interesting how it can recognize from almost any angle. Well, that's the magic of artificial intelligence. That's really where the magic comes in. That's not a Raspberry Pi, yeah. Okay, hey Ohio Teen Tech, welcome. It's good to have you here. Okay, open the pod bay door. Oh yeah, that's pretty funny. In India, it is not. Okay, no problem. Live happens. Yeah, still impressive. Xavier NX, yeah. Okay, how it tells the Xavier from the Nano. Well, I kind of cheated a little bit. So do you see the Xavier is bare and the Jetson Nano is in a case? If I had a Jetson Nano and put it right beside the Xavier, it would have trouble telling them apart. Well, you could train on it though, because this great big fan on the top, if you got a bare Jetson Nano board without the fan, you could train on the difference between those. Am I doing Cuda? Okay, we got a good question there, Manuel. Let's do a J-top. Okay, let's do a J-top. Let's see. How do I get a terminal here? Open terminal. Manuel wants to know whether we are running Cuda, whether we're running on the GPU or the CPUs. And so we come in here, and it looks like that our CPUs are at about 30%, and our GPU really looks like it is being exercised. Okay, Manuel, would you agree that this looks to be running? This looks to be running on the GPU. Okay. Tell me what your thoughts are. I think that is indeed running on the GPUs because those GPUs are really being exercised. So at least the recognition part of it is being done on that. Let's also go back to JTOP and let's see. I am on Jetpack 4.3. And if I look at info, it still says that OpenCV is not Cuda compiled. But the OpenCV might not be doing that much. It might just be grabbing the frame and showing the frame, and the real hard work is being done by the Jetson utilities, which probably are running Cuda. You see these Jetson utilities, and you can't see that, can you? These Jetson utilities and Jetson inference. You probably couldn't see this other thing as well. No, you could see that, okay, that the OpenCV is not running on the Cuda. But if we look at what we are running here, we can see those Cudas are really those Cudas, the GPU is really humming along there. Okay, so Jason Lee, sir, post your code on your website. What code, Jason? I post some code, but it's just I don't want people to copy and paste. The reason I do this is so that people will learn to code, and the only way you learn to code is by coding. That's why I hate the Jupyter Notebook where you just give it to someone and everyone gets lazy and just clicks play, 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 and they don't write the code. Well, how are you going to learn to debug and do that sort of stuff? I'm not saying you, Jason, but I'm just saying, how is the general audience going to learn to code if they're not actually coding? And if it's so easy to go and copy and paste my code, no one's ever going to learn to code, okay? Okay, LXT wants to know my setup. How would I show you my setup? How would I show you my setup? All right, so here is my setup. I think I need to go to this camera view. Is that a good one? Okay. So you see how messy this is? Like it looks like I'm in New York City in this cool studio, but it's really bad. So over here, the way I do this is on this screen over here. I got to get out of your way. That's what I got to do. Okay. This is Wirecast. Okay. So do you see with Wirecast, I have all these different shots. So I just click on a different shot and they're in layers. I click on a different shot and they're in layers. And so different things happen just by clicking on shots. So you see, as I'm sitting here, I can make all these shots happen. And I try to pre-configure my shots. Okay, I try to pre-configure my shots so that then when I'm doing this, I just sit and I just click, just click, click, click to get different ones. Okay, so I have all these shots laid out ahead of time. And then feeding into Wirecast, I have my main Sony camera that's a really, really nice Sony webcam. I've got three or four of these little webcams, and then I've got my ELP cam. And usually these cameras are kind of split between pointing at or the webcams are split between being hooked up to, let's say, my Jetson Nano, so that you can like look over here and you can see that this webcam is hooked up to the Jetson Nano, several others hooked up to the computer, all feeding Wirestream. And so Wirestream is really cool. It's kind of an expensive program. Also, Wirestream requires more processing resources. You got to have a really beefy computer. And even with a really strong computer that I have, I'm having to kind of reboot every couple of videos. That it puts a huge load on the USB bandwidth. And it puts a huge load on the CPU. And I've got an NVIDIA graphics card, but I'm not really sure that Wirecast is using it as much as it should. Okay, the artificial intelligence like neural net or backward chain logic. It's kind of like a deep neural network that I'm doing here. And I use the ResNet model, the ResNet neural network model, and I retrained it for single board computers. That's how I did it. Silent A, hi from the Middle East, from Dubai. Oh man, Dubai. I've never been to Dubai. I go to Doha a lot. I really like Doha. And I imagine Doha is like Dubai. And Doha is just like this gleaming city. It's like a city of the 21st century, really like that. Okay. RF radio with Arduino. I think I've done that. I've done that with XP radios. Go back and look at some of the old things. I type everything but the G streamer. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You are able to copy and paste that. That's all right. Okay. So what kind of iced coffee? I get the Don Pablo organic beans off Amazon. They're like Don Pablo Subtle Earth organic beans. It's a very, very deep roast. And then in the morning, I make like 5 shots of espresso. So it's a very, very, very strong 5 shots of espresso. And then when you pour them hot over a mug of ice, the ice melts and it's just really delicious. You know, the melting ice waters down the espresso. So it's not bitter and it's not acidy. It's just a really delicious drink. And I like organic, and it's also kind of a fair trade type of thing, and so I like that. And then I also roast my own beans, and so I like to blend my own beans. I get Rwanda, the beans from Rwanda in Ethiopia. If you mix Rwanda and Ethiopia beans and then do a dark roast on them, that is really good. Okay, well, thank you, Rajashi. That's very nice. Joel, hey, welcome. I used to spend a lot of time in Mexico. Love that country. We would go down to this little town called Valles, way, way down in the tropics. One of the most beautiful places on earth. Okay. Welcome always, sir, from Doha. Okay. All right. Love from India. All right. All right. UFOologist. Okay. We have a UFO aficionado here. Okay, so that sounds good. So guys, let me know, you guys that are on the Xavier, I've kind of not gotten really to the topic. You guys that are on the Xavier lessons or the Jetson Nano lessons, we got to decide where we're going with those lessons. And kind of on the Jetson Nano ones, it's almost like I'm at a good stopping point because I've gone all the way to training a neural network. I'm exaggerating. I didn't train it. I retrained an existing neural network to recognize the images that I'm interested in. And what I would really kind of get more and more interested in is PyTorch is kind of like the core language that you use to develop neural networks, and where you sit down and you code up a neural network, and it's called PyTorch. Why is it Pi? Because Pi is in Python. So PyTorch is a lot like Python. And the other thing is when you start looking at the PyTorch commands, they're a lot like NumPy. And as we've done these things, we've done a lot of NumPy, import NumPy as NP. We've done a lot of NP commands. And so I think we're really kind of comfortable with NumPy and we're comfortable with Python. And so PyTorch is kind of like a GPU version of Python and NumPy. And it really, really looks cool. So I'm kind of toying with the idea of teaching PyTorch as part of the new Xavier lessons and really getting more into the hardcore artificial intelligence, and then maybe put the Jetson Nano lessons on pause. Now, if you guys have the Jetson Nano, that doesn't mean you got to go buy the Xavier. You can just switch over to the Xavier lessons and you can still do them on your Nano. You might reach the point that the Nano starts slowing down a little bit, but you could do them on the Nano. And then, of course, I got to fit that JetBot. Series of lessons. And I know a lot of you guys have bought JetBot. I have my JetBot, but I haven't opened it up yet because I have been pretty busy. Hello there from Israel. Yes, the Holy Lands. Rothschild Lobby. Yes, very, very good. Okay. From now on, I guess deep learning. Yes, deep learning is what we need to learn. Sajib, you're late. You will need to get me a tardy slip. Okay, PyTorch sounds cool. Yeah, I'm toying with the idea of teaching PyTorch. And the other thing that I want to do is I really want to teach I really want to start getting more things going with the GPIO pins. And so we've got our artificial intelligence going, and then remember how we hooked the camera up to the pan tilt where the artificial intelligence was what would we say? The artificial intelligence was controlling the pan tilt motion of the camera. That was pretty cool. You guys, I got to step away for 1 second and get something. I want to show you something else that I think is really cool. I went hunting for it, but I did not find it. I did not find it. And it is so cool. And where did I put it? Where did I put it? Oh, man. Give me one more shot over there. Okay, you guys don't go anywhere. I'll be gone for 15 seconds. But there's another cool thing I want to do in artificial intelligence with you guys. And I lost that darn thing, which upsets me because I just stuck it over here to show you guys, and now I don't see it. I got to clean up my desk. But basically what it is I've got the Raspberry Pi Zero, okay, and I have it hooked up to a Raspberry Pi camera, but the camera folds back, so the camera is just sitting right over the Raspberry Pi Zero, and then the whole thing is in a super flat, super cool little case. And then I fire off a stream from here, an RTP stream. Like this becomes an IP camera, and then I launch a GStreamer command. I launch a GStreamer command over on the Jetson Nano. I launch a GStreamer command over on the Jetson Nano. And so rather than having the Raspberry Pi camera hooked up to the Jetson Nano, I've got it hooked up to the Pi Zero, and then the Pi Zero is sending the image, and then it's doing the artificial intelligence and recognition and everything based on this little thing that would just like slip in your pocket, just this tiny little IP camera. And because it is on Wi-Fi, anywhere within your Wi-Fi network, this is your live camera on the Jetson Nano. And I just thought that was super cool. And where did my cute little camera go? Man, I hate it when I can't find something like that. Okay, and then let me open this up and show you one other thing that I think is kind of neat. And this is where I kind of want to go on the Xavier as well. This is a little bitty little pan tilt servo system that's got a slot for the Raspberry Pi camera, so you could sit and you could move the Raspberry Pi camera pan tilt around, kind of like we did with the ELP camera earlier. Okay, let's take a look at these things. What do you think about self-driving cars? I like to drive myself. I just don't want something that like somebody could hack into my car and like lock the doors and drive me off and like kidnap me or something. You know, I like to be the one driving the car. ESP 8266 or 32, man, okay, that's a request from a 15-year-old. Love it that we have a 15-year-old. I've always thought about doing the ESP32, but I've just never done it because it seems like really quick it gets into networking stuff, and I can't just show you how to do it. It's going to depend on what your network is. And so I've just never quite gotten around to doing that. Gamer, can you tell me which is the best computer language, because I am a student of class 9? I like Arduino, which is kind of like a Java, and I like Python. Man, learn Python. That is really, really good. I'm really interested in coding and robotics. I have already started learning Arduino with your series, but what would you recommend me learn after? Okay, James Wedge. After Arduino, in fact, if you're like on lesson number 30 on the Arduino, you're starting to get ready for the artificial intelligence stuff. So if you can do 2 lessons a week, do a lesson on the Arduino and the lesson on the Jetson Nano. Okay. You've never tried iced coffee? Man, try iced coffee. You need to do that. Okay. Is there any difference between Cuda with C++ versus Cuda with Python? I don't think there is. What a mobile power source for Pi Zero. This is cool. I right now am just using a little USB battery and come in through the USB port with a short USB cable. But I'm looking into little, what would you call them, hats or stacks or whatever, where it's the size of a Raspberry Pi. It plugs into it, and it just makes it a little bit thicker. It makes it a little bit thicker, and it has a LiPo battery on it. So I'm kind of looking into that. Yes, Ohio Teen Tech, you could print a, you could print out a pan tilt on a 3D printer. Iced tea, you can drink iced tea if you don't put sugar in it, okay? And yeah, I agree, Python. Sir, how old are you? Guess what? Guess what? Today is my birthday. Did I tell you that? Today is my birthday, and it is number 59. And I'll tell you, I am feeling great. It's like I am on no long-term medications. I have been to see the doctor maybe twice in the last 40 years. It's just like I'm healthy. I'm feeling great. And a very young and spry 59 years old, but today is indeed my birthday. Okay, Matt Crane or FLIR Lepton 3.5 doing radiometry on Xavier with PyTorch. Infrared is always very cool. Okay, I have the FLIR chip, and I have the little USB breakout board for the FLIR chip, and I plug it into the Jetson Nano, and it does not work. So the Jetson Nano does not recognize it as a USB camera, which means you would have to like use a breakout board and try to get it going with the SPI bus, and that's probably beyond what I have the patience to do. At the point that the FLIR and the Nano guys can get them working together, I can do some really, really cool FLIR things, all right? But I don't have the patience to go in and try to figure out how to get this working by SPI. Okay, a lot of happy birthday wishes. Well, thank you. That's so nice. I'm having a wonderful birthday today, spending it with my friends on my YouTube channel. Okay, guys. I'm not getting a whole lot of feedback from you guys about where we should go, the direction we should go with the Jetson Nano and the Xavier lessons. I have enough, I think I have enough Jetson Nano lessons to take you through the end of August, and I think I'm going to start focusing on the Jetson Xavier lessons, and I'm going to be getting a little bit more into real artificial intelligence where we're not so much depending on we are not so much depending on the NVIDIA wrapper libraries, but we're really going in and programming in PyTorch. I kind of really want to do that. And then I'm looking for cool ideas of things to hook to the GPIO pins on the Jetson Nano or Xavier, where we're not just doing the classic artificial intelligence, but we're using sensors and actuators to interact with the real world. And so that's kind of more what I am thinking about. I got a reprieve. What is this? Wish I could Arduino. I got a reprieve. Old Lady Simpson canceled out. Python is new to me, but I'm doing it. Love working with I2C. Happy birthday. Thank you. Got 6 years on me. Many more returns. Wish I could Arduino. I didn't understand the Old Lady Simpson thing, so that was a little bit of a question mark for me. Okay, yeah, so Don wants to see more on the GPIO pins, bringing them out. Pro Gamer, I think we go to 68 on the Arduino lesson. So if you're on that series, they're coming to an end, and you got to figure out where you are going next. Okay, you got to figure out where you are going next. Thank you guys. Thank you all for the happy birthday wishes. I think I've shown you some pretty good stuff here today. I am just all pumped up about this recognizing single board computers. Recognizing single board computers. I thought that was pretty neat. That's probably one of the most fun things that I have done. There it is, Raspberry Pi Zero. This is probably one of the more fun projects I've done, and I've just got all kinds of ideas of things that I want to teach this neural network to recognize. Man, we've been going at it now for about an hour, and so rather than keeping this thing going, you guys give me feedback. Would you like to have more live streams? We used to do them more often, and then we kind of got to where we weren't doing them. And so let me know if you enjoyed the live stream every once in a while. It's kind of easy if we just sit and talk. If I have to really put together a long, if I have to do preparation for it, it's harder. But if we just sit and kind of talk, it's it's not that hard. Okay, more ways to use cameras with robotics with Jetson. Okay, that's good. Do lessons on AI-based predictive maintenance. Okay, that's a very interesting and relevant idea. The future of robotics. Robotics are taking over the world, and they will displace most workers in the next generation. The idea of going through life just kind of doing something that doesn't matter, those days are coming to an end. Either you've got to be high tech, you've either got to have an indispensable skill, or the robot will replace you. And I'm not making a disparaging remark about people who work at McDonald's, because, man, thank you for getting up every morning and thank you for going to work. Okay, good job. All right. But if you think about it, the person at McDonald's asks me what I want, and I tell them, and they press the button on the cash register, right? How hard would it be to turn that cash register around and I just swipe my card and I press the button for what I want? You see, there's jobs out there that are just screaming for robotic replacement. Or if you think about Amazon running around and grabbing things and putting them in boxes in these Amazon warehouses, I think very quickly we're going to be seeing a day where there are no humans in the Amazon warehouses. And so there are so many jobs that are going to be replaced by robots that you've really got to have a skill that a robot couldn't do. Like, robot cannot be a plumber. That's too unique, and every sewer backup is different. Robot can't be an electrician, can't be a plumber, probably can't be an outdoor welder. These trades jobs, I think, are going to really be the jobs of the future. So if you're going to college, you either better be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer. Okay, doctor, lawyer, engineer. And by doctor, you could be a nurse or a nurse practitioner or x-ray technician, but medical practitioner, a lawyer, or an engineer. Or if you're not going to do one of those things, you better skedaddle on over to the trade schools. I think the future jobs are in the trades. And be a wind farm technician, be a diesel mechanic, be a instrumentation specialist. There's all types of very high-paying careers that you can get with an 18-month certification at a trade school. And so, all right, guys, I have gone on too long, so I'm going to wrap this thing up. I want to thank you guys again. Really appreciate you guys who are helping me out over at Patreon. That is making a huge difference. Really want to thank you guys, give you guys a shout out. And again, if you're looking at your gear for artificial intelligence, I'll try to put some links when this thing is done down in the description. Paul McWhorter with TopTechBoy.com. I will talk to you guys later.